It's all tied up. One apiece. And we have Cross Spawn, Ultrazeme, Stronghold for the deciding map. What more could you ask for from a Terran versus Terran? Spawning in the top right position, we have the blue Terran player from Team My Insanity. It is JJakji, who just managed to pick up that last game to tie the score against this gentleman in the southwest, the red Terran player from Team Empire. It is Koss, and he's sending out a very, I was like, maybe I just shouldn't make jokes about Ultrazeme Stronghold, I guess, because Koss, he could telepathically hear me. He's like, no, Nathan, you're the one who's going to be wrong about this map because I'm going to proxy something in the center of the map. And this is going to be interesting. The center of the map proxy. And will it be 1 barracks, 2 barracks, just Reaper? No second SCV, so it's just going to be a proxy Reaper. And I guess he's expecting a command center first, but JJakji is also just going to open up Reaper. So this proxy actually won't do anything. It shouldn't. There's no reason why this proxy should do anything at all. Yeah. My mind would be blown. So let's see. This map for TVT can be an absolute nightmare. There's so much space for drops, ninja bases, and JJakji, man, he just likes his 2-racks Reaper. You know what? It's like you proxy Reapered me, but I'm gonna 2-racks Reaper you, and even though you're all like cheeky in the middle of the map with your Reaper, I'm actually still gonna have more production than you. And this is weird. And as we can see, JJakji sending his SCV scout out. It is cross spawn, so neither of Koss's SCV scouts, his 2 worker scouts, will be able to see this. And I imagine the reason why Koss sent out the 2 SCVs was so that he could have a bunker placed at the natural or inside the main base, so that he could kill, just kill him off very quickly with a bunker for his Reaper. But the first Reaper is out. It's heading over to JJakji's base. JJakji's Reaper is out. And actually, oh man, how long will it take? Oh, this is going to be bad because JJakji's Reaper is going to be way out of position. He's going to see this SCV. Oh, that's actually really good that this Reaper comes back because he needs to go home. And I like that Koss, is he going to wait? No, wait, Koss wants to defend his own base. Oh, okay, I guess that's good. I was going to say JJakji has nothing at home to defend, but I don't think he saw that second barracks. Yeah, he has no idea. If he had jumped up that cliff, he would have known what was coming and be much more able to prepare for it. But all he has now is a factory on the way back home. And JJakji, oh boy. Koss would... I don't think there's anything Koss wants more right now than for these 2 Reapers to kill this 1 Reaper that he has. And he might just get it. Oh, he runs into the second one. Nice pickup for Koss because now that there's 2 Reapers more here for JJakji, it's kind of like an even sort of ordeal, as it were. And he'll have to wait until he has 4 Reapers to do anything now. Yeah, he doesn't have any other options. There is a factory being built, a command center being built for Koss. And this SCV is just trying to be a huge pain in the ass, or at least as much of one as he can be. And now it's 3 Reapers versus 2. Does he know? Does he know? Oh. Take a couple bad shots, and I don't think he's going to get a kill, though. That's really important. The 4 Reapers now beginning to cross the map, and it's 4 versus 3, but Koss has to wait for some of his to heal up, and oh wait, one of them I can isolate on the right side. This could be scary. Okay, no, he's good. No, he's good. So let's see what he can do. This is still a very powerful force. He is, no, he's not even building anything out of that barracks back home. So all he can do, he's building a reactor with this factory. He has no Hellions. The wall's not done. I guess it wouldn't matter versus the Reapers. So he needs to pull SCVs, I think, to hold this. He doesn't have any production at home. Koss, no. And JJakji's going to show up. And yeah, just microing, killing Reapers, no big deal. Pretty easy to do. When you have a Reaper advantage, you win the fight by a landslide. First SCV down, 1 Hellion actually on the way. The second one started a bit later, and he picks off both Reapers, and now he's just going to go to town on these SCVs. Just killing them left and right. And this is an awful position to be in for Koss. He's getting absolutely wrecked. There's this Hellion, and if he could pick this Hellion off, that would be amazing. He does get the Hellion, still dancing back and forth inside of his main base. Koss is losing so many workers right now. Another Hellion comes out. Can he kill this one? I don't think so, but he might just try to focus on a few more SCVs. He will be able to get at least 1 more, maybe 2, no. But JJakji has, I mean, he has just absolutely smashed Koss in the opening moments of this game with that Reaper build. It seemed, imagine if he didn't lose that first Reaper. Imagine if he had 5 Reapers. I think he might have actually just won the game right there. Just an extra little bit of damage to kill those SCVs more quickly. 3 Hellions are going to cross the map, but there's enough Marines here spread out in a line on top of the ramp that if he tries to go up the ramp for vision, yeah, right, he's gonna get just blown to smithereens. And JJakji has a second barracks on the way. He's getting the reactor for it. So he'll have good Marine production. I kind of like JJakji does this weird thing. Oh, wait. These Marines. Where are they going? Oh, no. Is he preparing for a Banshee? Okay, tank's going to siege up. That makes sense. But JJakji does this weird thing where he actually just gets a very late third barracks when he goes for this type of style so that he can get a quick starport in tanks up, which isn't bad. It's just interesting. So, JJakji. There's 4 Hellions for Koss right outside, but he can't do anything with them because of the siege tank. So, he has a cloak being upgraded and a Banshee on the way. But as you can see, his infrastructure is still a bit limited. He has a 3rd command center on the way, actually, and JJakji is just going to go straight to 3 barracks before he gets that 3rd command center. So there's an infrastructure advantage for JJakji, and there's going to be... you know what? Normally I would say there would be an economic advantage, but even a 3rd command center isn't going to do anything more than make this game even because it's 40 workers to 24. JJakji has not skipped a beat in constantly producing SCVs. His saturation is just so good. Fully saturated in his main and saturating the natural, whereas Koss still has a little bit more to go on both bases. And now he's starting another barracks so that he can get his stim, I assume. Siege tank on the way. But this won't be easy. The Hellions up front are nice because you can see... Yeah, because you can see any movements that would come out of his base. Like this Marine. And the Marine dies. Sad life. Such a small ramp down from the main base out to the 3rd area as well means that it won't be too hard for Koss to get a couple of good shots off. And he actually has the tank out here now, so he can move the Marines down if he wants. Banshee is here, though. Let's see what he can do. There's no missile turrets. There are Marines. Oh, God, he just scanned. Oh, no. That sucks. He literally just scanned Koss's base, and now the Banshee is here, and he's going to be thinking to himself, man, I really wish I had a scan. Missile turret is on the way in the main base as well as the natural. But this Banshee's had some time, and I like this Koss. JJakji's actually willing to give up his Marines so that this Banshee doesn't kill all of his, so that the Banshee doesn't kill all the SCVs. And because of that, he won't lose too many SCVs. He's still lost 7 so far, at least. The rest of the Marines will run up, and nope, nothing to do there. He's actually just freely stimming at this point. This is really good for Koss. This is actually the one way he could definitely have brought the game back. Stims again. There's a scan. He picks the Banshee off. Not bad at all. He still has a medevac with a few Marines here. And I guess he actually... Did he hit that base? No, he doesn't look like he killed any workers. Maybe just 1 or 2. Hellions are still waiting outside, though. The Marines are weak, but the siege tanks are willing, and they will be more than enough to hold this back, I feel. Kills a Marine before he runs away. And, yeah, so not bad. He traded a Hellion for a Marine, so this is still totally fine for Koss. And both JJakji, really. I still like JJakji's position. He still has a worker advantage. He's planted the 3rd command center down first, despite the fact that Koss made it first. Koss is going in the double engineering bay. JJakji already has his 1-1 on the way. So for a Terran versus Terran, this is still a really good position for JJakji. The map is still tough, but it's still, you know, everything is still okay. I think he's, the rest of the Marines expunged from that drop, but now heading back over towards this Hellion position. He's going to try to catch these, take some fire, but picks them off, at least one of them off. There's only 1 left, and it dies. So JJakji still has that economic advantage. He's still up about 10 workers in total. So not bad for him at all. And he's going to repair that medevac? Nope. It looked like he was going to repair it for a second there. But he's taking the gas in his 3rd base. And right now, this is just waiting for everybody to just power up. Everybody's just trying to get everything ready. Everything ready for the mid-game stage. And this is just being defensive because the problem with this map, Ultraseam Stronghold is so big of a map. Pushing out is very risky. I think JJakji has enough of a lead that it wouldn't necessarily be bad if he attempted to go for some level of aggression, but he still needs to be careful because even though he has a lead, Koss, if he had 2 medevacs loaded up, if he drops 2 medevacs in your base as you're leaving your base, you can just lose. You can just lose the game. One thing that's not important to note is that Koss actually has a really late stim again, really late combat shield, and JJakji has the upgrade advantage once again. His 1-1 is about to finish. Yeah, let me just flip the scores there so it's easier to tell based on who's on top. And I like that he has a Marine patrolling here. He's actually trying to be very aware of that possibility that I had mentioned. This is just smart play from JJakji, and this allows him to go for the attack, but can he actually get into his opponent's base is the real question. If he can load some medevacs up, maybe doom drop that natural expansion, I think it could work. And actually, Koss is thinking the same thing. He's like, okay, well, I'm just going to pull a bunch of Marines over there. The only place that's vulnerable, I think, is his back pocket of the main, but there's still missile turrets there. So he scans, he sees the tank line. He's like, do I want to take that? No. All right, let's load up with Marines. He actually just loads up with Marines. 2 medevac drops to the main base. He will walk into that missile turret, and he sees it, and he's like, actually, never mind. Let me just siege up. Let me just siege up and see if I can't poke and prod my way through your defenses and gain an advantage somehow in that way. So, JJakji, he's getting ready to go through now. And this could get interesting. As there's not as many, I guess, like Koss's tanks are spread out, but JJakji might just barely get into the perfect position. Yeah, and that's what he's going to do. He's willing to let one of his tanks take some fire to get this hold, and he's going for it. Picks off 1 tank, 2 tanks, and he's just attacking this third base. A little bit overzealous, I think, as he gets dropped on top of his own tanks, and Koss will not try to go for, he's not going to try to charge the tank line, but this is certainly an awkward position. JJakji's still holding strong in the supply. Sends a medevac out front to see what's in front, and he's actually starting to spread himself out a little bit here. This could get dicey pretty quickly. 2-2 is on the way for both players. Actually, neither player has a real advantage in the +2 upgrade department. And now he wants to move. Oh, is he going to move them closer? Okay. He's just setting up a siege line here. Loads up 2 medevacs to go to the natural, but, there's so many missile turrets. If he can go in before the missile turrets finish, this would be a great opportunity. He's moving in. JJakji's going to go for it. He's saying YOLO. Missile turrets finishing as the medevacs arrive. He needs to unload them. 1 medevac will lose. Wow. Die, but without dropping any Marines. And then the medevacs drop on top of JJakji's siege line, picking off most of those siege tanks. And this is actually a really tough position. I feel like JJakji did not do anywhere near as much damage as he could have done, but Koss is still in a tough spot because JJakji has the 4th base being planted down. He still has a Marine in here kind of just picking away. But this game has been something else. And he actually delayed the 4th command center of Koss, potentially just long enough that his 4th would be in a really good time. Oh my god, he's just loaded up 5 medevacs. Do you remember how many missile turrets we hear, dude? Do you really? Oh, this is... He's going to go in the only spot. He actually cleared a little landing strip. He sends 1 medevac to poke and check, and he's going to do it. He's going for the doom drop inside the natural expansion siege tanks. Sieging on up. The Marines are here. That +2-2 is so close. He's going to focus on the auto turrets, the missile turrets that he can get out as well with the siege tanks. And now the Marines try to poke at that command center. As we can see, the missile turrets go bye-bye. He can retreat if he needs to. He's denied a lot of mining, and he actually sends 2 of the medevacs out to help us push the 3rd base. But there's still enough tanks there from Koss to defend against this, as he picks off a good chunk of the Marines, and now he's just going to step back. So, JJakji's actually taking a 5th base now. He is doing just fine. JJakji has all the economy he could possibly want. He's got a slight worker lead. He's got a slight army lead, and he has done a good amount of economic damage, I'd say. 43 SCVs killed this game. That's pretty damn good. 3 medevacs going over towards the left side. He'd love to snipe this command center. The tanks are getting in position for Koss, though. And this will be tricky. Both players have 2-2. Neither of them actually started the +3 upgrades yet. Koss has some gas in the bank. He'll probably be the first one, or at least he could be the first one to get it. A Marine is sent up to the peninsula. He'll see that there's an army here. And, well, there's enough here from Koss to defend against this. JJakji's just going to have to retreat, or at least heal up. Yeah, I like this. He's just going to be like, yeah, Koss, it's okay to leave your base. It's okay. I really like how rock solid this 3rd is, though. JJakji keeps trying to attack here, but there's nothing. There's no space for him to push in because of the tank positioning, so this is good. I guess he can kill this missile turret, and through the splash damage... 3-3 is on the way for both players now. And, Koss is too tight. You can't break him. JJakji just kind of has to wait now. I don't know what JJakji does. Just ball up a maxed out army and try to just punch right through him. JJakji has absolutely no units left anywhere in his main base to defend at all. So he's really just keeping Koss on the tip of his seat here, and there Medivacs will unload, leaving about 10 Marines or so in the main base of Koss, but there's a siege tank there to defend. Koss's tank count is really good, and JJakji's going to try to break this line, sieging his own tanks, moving in with the Marines. He has 20 Marines compared to 43, and they are dropping so quickly. I don't know if I agree with what JJakji's done here. He killed a lot of tanks, but Koss can just return the favor and reverse Doom drop him right on top of all of his forces. JJakji doesn't have that many units. Is JJakji actually going to hold all these Marines off? No way. No, Koss completely kills all of this, and the Medivacs are going to die as well. Great pickup for the Empire Terran player. And the only reason why this isn't a bad thing for JJakji is he just has so much money. He's had this 4th base for so much longer than Koss. He has it fully saturated. He has a 5th base landed now. He's been dropping the mules left and right. He hasn't had to build as much static defense. He hasn't taken the same hits as him. And I actually just want to look at the resources lost. JJakji, yeah, he has thrown away much more than Koss. But like I said, the reason why that resources lost tab is still good for JJakji is because he has so much income. He hasn't had any difficulty at all getting the rest of his stuff set up. So tanks are here for JJakji, and let's see what he can do. Medivacs come back towards those forces. Koss, he's got to be careful. This is the first time he's actually ventured out onto the map. Sieges up his tanks. And he's basically saying, yep, you're not coming any closer. So Koss is going to unsiege and retreat. Maybe try to push from another angle on that 4th base. Could work. But JJakji, he's moving back. He's moving to the left side. If he catches this army on siege, that would be pretty big for him. The Medivacs are going to keep their eyes open on what's going on over here. But the planetary fortresses are quite hard to assail, really. For Koss. He needs to bring his tanks there if he wants to do damage. And JJakji, where's he going with this? He keeps moving around. I guess right now this is just them jockeying for positioning in a TVT. Is really the only way to describe this. Eventually one player, though, is going to bite the bullet, and that could be JJakji right here, spreading the Marines out. Tanks in the back, sieged up. He's just going to plow right through all of Koss's tanks, and as long as he still has some Marines left over, this is going to be fantastic for him. He does kill this off. Keep in mind, Koss has a big bank. He's got this pack of Marines looking for expansions. There's still some Marines here from Koss, though, as JJakji threw away most of his bio, actually, to make that push work. We'll lose one of these factories that's producing a tank. Bit unfortunate for him. Two Medivacs actually just over here doing not much of anything. There are an absurd number of Medivacs for JJakji. He has 12 with his army. And he scans, he sees Koss retreating, and now he wants to go back onto the offensive. JJakji's the first to remax. He saved all of his Medivacs from those fights, so his bio will be quite hard to kill. Base building in the top left. And JJakji still scanning. He wants to know where Koss's army is. He's like, okay, what's going on? I'm trying to see where his scans are, but can't find all of them. Yeah, he's just going up here to defend this base, and now a couple Marines are going to spot this. This gives a new target for JJakji to attack. Eventually, on Altazeem Stronghold, you just spread yourself so thin. Marines are actually going to go try to take a bit of a fight. Both players have 3-3. This game has been so close, but JJakji, sniping a few of these siege tanks, is going for the direct engagement. He's going to pick off all of Koss's tanks over here. He just needs to be careful. If he loses all his Marines, the counter Doom Drop could come. That planetary fortress is getting poked at by this Marine as he brings it into the yellow. It's kind of funny. But there's still so much. Even like these few Marines are actually all like Supermen. They're like Captain Americas with this many Medivacs to heal them. And Koss is getting up a similar Medivac count, but oh, this is crazy. All the scans just trying to see the positioning of each other's armies, the positioning of each other's tanks. JJakji's like, yep, okay, just poke that, get it on fire, try to run away from you when you try to give chase. And he still has so many siege tanks here that there's absolutely no way Koss can attack into JJakji's position. This command center, he has to pull a bunch of SCVs off to repair it. Not, obviously not the last, not something that he wants to do in this situation. And JJakji's tanks unsieged. Empire Koss is going to go for it. He has so many Marines. Will it be enough, though? Those tanks have +2 attack. Loads up all the Marines. He's going to try to drop on top of the siege tanks. There's a good enough number of Marines here, though. He will not be able to do that. He cannot make it work. And building armor for JJakji to help protect his investments back home. Both players, look at this, 20 Marines at a time coming out for JJakji. The infrastructure is ridiculous for production on these players. It's almost like Zerg with how fast these guys can remax. It's crazy. I'm really impressed that Koss is made it to the almost 30-minute mark now. But this is still not easy. Koss getting his building armor now as well. Building armor is actually really important for planetary fortresses fighting against Marines. it almost turns him into like Ultralisks as far as damage intake goes. But, moving those tanks down. He's actually just going to try to charge this position a little bit. Tank sieging up. Has the medevacs to spot. He's going to pick off some of these Marines of Koss. But, man, this just keeps going back and forth, really. Neither of these players have been able to lose a fight. The thing is, the problem with this map, and it's not necessarily like, oh, you know, cute, but like the way that this map works out, the thing with this map is you have, well, actually, he's just going to apply through this top side. That's actually not too bad. Now he can finally deny base. But I was going to say, the problem with this map for TVT is by the time you kill one of your opponent's armies, like if you go, by the time you can get all the way over to their base, they've already made basically a whole new army. Planetary Fortress trying to kill some Marines, and it will be able to kill quite a few. SCVs are repairing. It's actually a good way to chunk out this army, and JJakji realizes, like, yeah, actually, you don't want to sit there and do that. Drop on top of the siege tanks, and a big counter push for Koss. What is here to defend? A plethora of Marines, 3 tanks at a time. Wow, that medevac is, hi. But he will kill this planetary eventually. Unless, well, I guess you could actually just drop a medevac on top of it, but Koss is worried about making this push work. It's just Marines versus Marines, but he has the backup medevacs and siege tanks. JJakji has to retreat, and now there's a semi-siege position on him, and this is going to be funky. He has enough medevacs, I think, to make a big attack work on this position. These Marines will be able to deny this orbital command from landing. JJakji has placed bases on 2 more bases on the right side of the map, and he's going through, doing what he can. These Marines will be able to save it. Loads up a bunch of these medevacs. There are missile turrets everywhere, though, with a planetary. Actually, there's no missile turrets in the main base of JJakji. Not a bad place to go. And he's going to bring his medevacs over here. JJakji's like, no, get out of here, man. Go, go, go. And he's going to run right into some missile turrets. Koss, I don't think he can get away with these. There's 2 missile turrets. There's no way these medevacs escape. It's one of the situations where you wish you just had, like, a Viking. A flying unit that can deal damage. Or a battle cruiser, I guess. I don't know if Seeker missiling that would be a good idea. But this is just, like, there's so many resources on this map that these guys can play this tug of war forever. It does look like JJakji still has a lead, though. Koss is kind of running dry on minerals. He's had to invest a lot of his resources into rebuilding these armies and losing a couple of his bases. These medevacs try to leave, but there's no escape. There's no escape. Koss is continuing to just dance around here, looking for a position to attack. And just scanning forward, wants to see where everything is. And this actually, Koss is getting in a good position here against JJakji. He's sieging up his tanks. He's managed to catch a few of JJakji's tanks isolated. And JJakji, his army supply is really hurt by how many medevacs. He has 17 medevacs. There's 17 medevacs for JJakji and none for Koss. I feel like this is, I feel like I'm an American as Koss watching the European JJakji. Like, you just, there's no health. You can't get health care in this damn country. And JJakji tries to attack into this. The tank count is still strong, though. It's like just because they have a sick military, artillery force, he just doesn't. You can't just attack him even though you have all the healing in the world. So he's gonna have to retreat. But how many medevacs does one man need? A couple Marines on the right side. Gonna take some damage. Is that medevac still here? Yep. The only time in the world I wish someone had pressed F2 at some point, but I guess JJakji wants to keep his units spread out. He's got Marines on every base. He's mining pretty much every base. And these guys might actually end up mining out Alterzim's stronghold. That'd be pretty crazy. I don't know what to say. I really don't know what to say at this point. He's making 5 medevacs at a time because StarCraft, man. He's got so much money. He doesn't care. He's like, yeah, I know I don't have any medevacs, but I have the production necessary. And is he just going to try to drop on top of these tanks? No, yes, no, yes, no. Make up your mind. He will not. Medevac goes out for vision. In situations like these that a Viking could be pretty useful. +3 attack, by the way, is on the way for JJakji's tanks. He'll have maybe a tiny lead as far as the upgrades go, but Medevac still trying to do some harass. 4 tanks at a time being produced by JJakji. And 4 medevacs moving out towards the right side. Marine here for Koss. Gets killed. And this game, God, this is one of the reasons why I veto this map. It can just go so long. And I still think this medevac count is crazy. He hasn't even repaired any of them. He's like, yeah, I know the medevacs don't need to be healed. Those 4 medevacs for Koss, though, going towards the right side, are going to get caught by these Marines. He has to run. You could technically unload. There's not enough forces here, I think, to fight 4 full medevacs worth. No, and at the same time, he wants to push up towards the top left. And these tanks could help break down this base. I don't know what to number the bases anymore. Actually catches all of those medevacs. He's not able to escape with anything. He sent a lot more than I think he was anticipating because he did not have his army in position to defend this base. But Koss is going to bring his tanks over, siege him up, let these Marines try to catch the tanks, gets the sensor tower. I actually want Koss to kill his medevacs now. I feel like JJakji would just thank him eventually. He'd just be like, it's okay. It's okay, I don't need them. Or Koss would at least tell him you don't need them. But this planetary fortress under attack. Does he really need it, though? He's got so many bases. I guess it's better to not waste. So he's going to leave all those tanks there. And he's going to go for the counterattack. Hitting this base from the left side. SCVs fighting 3-3 Marines. Not a fun place to be. And JJakji is looking to make the first big... Look at this. JJakji's almost got Oprah money here. 9,000. He's got his mineral count, man. JJakji's got so much money. It's over 9,000 here. And this base is still alive from the SCV repairs. He's moving a big drop over to this planetary, and the planetary morph is not yet completed, even though he has building armor. Can he break this PF? There's no SCVs here to repair. As you can see, Marines do take a little while to chew through that, but JJakji picks off another base of Koss. He denied mining at the bottom right base, and actually that's the only mining base for Koss. This is potentially the dumbest thing I will ever say in my entire life as a caster, but he is almost out of money to mine, but he does not have... He still has a 4K bank, and there is a huge drop here, as we can see. These siege tanks, 3 on the low ground, 4 on the high ground, just drawing everything. And if he can get this production, I mean, does it? How much more production does he have outside of his base? A reasonable amount. Yeah, he can just drop on top of this. And he should be able to clean these tanks up eventually. He doesn't really lose too much infrastructure, but Koss really wants to kill some of these bases. It's really funny because Koss only has 1 mining base, but he has 4 grand in the bank. The only difference, of course, is that he's going to burn through that bank quite quickly. And JJakji's moving down. There's the planetary fortress here. Can he protect it? Oh, Koss is trying to get in position. He's going to siege up right next to that planetary fortress. And he is ready to just wail on this. And this is a great opportunity now for JJakji to finally anaconda this army. I mean, he still has bases all over the map. He's still been muling, you know, every which place. But this is a great time for him to just set up some tanks and say, you're not leaving anytime soon. Splits off some Marines. And actually, no, he's going to give up the space. I guess he's going to try to break these rocks to free those SCVs. But if he can deny this, the last mining base for Koss, this could be game ending. There are a lot of Marines here, though, with siege tanks. And he's going to come up. Tanks are sieging on the low ground. The medevacs are here. But there you have it. The SCVs even need to come off the line. Not going to be able to stop this. He does, at the same time, plant the base in the top left. This army is getting ready to potentially sandwich this army. He does land this orbital command. His main orbital command. And command center is alive still. JJakji's army is pretty small. But Koss... I guess he could probably just descend on this. JJakji's getting ready to send the next wave of his army out to try to catch this. And I think this army, he could just pinch this. I don't think he even knows this army's there, though. Has he scanned over there? He might just walk right into this. I think he's going to walk right into this. JJakji, tanks unsieged, getting caught, killing off these siege tanks, and potentially the medevacs as well. JJakji does have a flanking force from the right. He brings everything from the bottom. He completely sandwiches the army after being caught off guard, and all those medevacs are dead for Koss. This command center gets moved out, but that's not going to... He might kill it. He's got some Marines over here. He has to make a choice. Cancels this command center from being built. And, well, these 2 Marines, man, look at these guys diligently working hard on those rocks. And picks off all of the siege tanks here from Koss. The siege force that was left behind is dead. And Koss is finally out of money. He is having a very difficult time resupplying. He's building 13 Marines at a time, but that is not enough. These siege tanks get killed, and JJakji will finally start to have some sort of tangible advantage from holding on to cajillion bases the whole game. And Koss wants to deny this mining, but does he even know that there's like 20 other bases on this map? One medevac's going to hit over here. This is an orbital command. SCVs won't be enough to stop this drop. Koss is going to take some more damage mining here. And he's actually going to try to delay this command center from being built as well. Now, this command center is pushed away, but this causes Koss to get caught, and JJakji's going to stim in. He's got a great number of Marines spreading out around these siege tanks. Not enough splash to kill everything, and I think he's pretty much done it. GG. JJakji takes 2-1 victory over Koss in what was an incredibly long, almost painful game. GG, well played by JJakji. Koss, man, he put his best foot forward, but